Hello class, good day. Today I'll be discussing T-beams. Okay, so actually the T-beams is just an irregular section. So already discussed the irregular section. So this will just be a similar approach to a irregular section. But what is T-beam? So reinforced concrete T-beams happens during normal construction sequence. A concrete in columns is placed um, concrete in the columns is placed and allowed to harden before the concrete in the floor is placed. In the next construction step, concrete is placed in the beams and slab in a monolithic pour. So sabay binubuhusan class, no? Yung ating slab and then the beam. Okay, meaning there will be a monolithic section here. This is not just a rectangular beam. It should be considered as letter T. Not always T beams. For those beams on edge, okay, for example, this beam, so nasa edge siya. So we have to consider this effective overhang here. So we call this overhang so that it will now be L-shaped. But we still call this, no, from the code as T beams. Instead of analyzing it or designing it as a rectangular beam, so we will consider this as an irregular section, which is in the shape of L or letter T. But how do we solve that effective overhang? So let's consider this code. So for non-pre-stressed T-beams supporting monolithic or composite slabs, it is only applicable to those monolithic, okay, monolithic pour. Sabay na binuhusan yung slab at saka beams. And that should be the standards, no? Dapat sabay mo binubuhusan yung beam tsaka slab na yan. As per code, the effective flange with BF shall include in the beam width plus the effective overhang. So what do we mean by that? So in this section, instead of just using this, okay, so it should also include this effective overhang. Yung width daw plus the effective overhang. So that will be your total area for this. Okay, considering this section. Given na they are monolithic, no, this is the arrangement, no? So mali yung arrangement mo na ng ganito, no, hanggang dito lang yung stirrups. Halimbawa, ito lang yung beam mo. Okay, tapos hanggang dyan lang yung stirrups. Hindi pwedeng ganun. So dapat papasok siya dun sa ating slab. Okay, so that's how we proper uh, put the reinforcement on the beams and slab intersection. Okay? So how do we solve down yung magiging width ng ating T-beams? Ang tawag dyan is flange. Okay, base flange shall include beam width plus the effective overhang. So how do we solve the base flange? Let's consider the section 406. So if we have each side of the web, so if we have each side, so saan naman tong one side? This one side, para doon sa mga edge beams, yung may isang side lang of the effective overhang. Okay, so for example, we have here the cross sections of beams cut from a let's say a floors, no? Okay, let's say galing siya dito sa floor system na to. Oops. Galing sa section na to. Okay, so let's say we are analyzing this cross-sectional area. Okay, we are going to design these beams. Okay, so we cut this panel. So this is the cross-section area. Ito. So we want to analyze those beams. We have to design those beams. So um so this will be the effective overhang. For example, for one side of web. So we only have one side. So this is for those edge beams. So what will be now the shape of our rectangular beam? So this is the um, effective overhang, this one. Okay. So what will be the dimension of this one? At least of, so the minimum value of 6H. What is H? That is the thickness of this slab. SW, this one. If we have uniform thickness, usually uniform naman, no? What is SW over 2? So you get the distance between this beam. So as we can see here, the beam up to this beam. So we need to get the distance of that. Clear distance. That is your SW. Divide mo lang sa 2. Next, what is LN? LN is the length of this beam. So this is just a cross section. So this is continuous here. So if let's say we are considering this beam, we are designing this beam. LN should be the clear span of that beam. Not centroid to centroid of the column. It should be from the face of this beam, of this column rather, to the face of the other column. So that should be your LN. Okay, divided by 12. Okay, so that should be your LN. For example, we are analyzing this beam. This is your effective overhang. This is your base flange, meaning the total width of this flange is um the width of this base of beam web plus the effective overhang. Next, how about for those intermediate beams, those beams located here, that will be a shape of letter T. Okay, so we need to calculate this effective overhang. So we'll be using this each side of the web. So each side of web is at least of 8H SW over 2. So SW is the width or the distance, clear distance between these beams. So we call that SW1 over 2. S1 or SW here on the code. So LN is the length of this beam, clear span of the beam that we are analyzing. Clear span, no? So ln over 8. On the other hand, so you are going to select the minimum value among these three. So lowest value among these three. The other side, so lowest value among these three also 8H, but it is no longer SW1, no? It should be the distance na between this the adjacent beam. So this beam that is your SW over 2. And then the length of this beam again divided by 8. So to solve this base flange, the BW, and then plus minimum value neto, and then plus the minimum. Take note of minimum neto, and then the minimum neto. So that's the proper way on calculating the BF. BW, kasi possible, the the minimum value neto is not similar to the minimum value neto, especially if they have, let's say, they have different thickness of slab, they have different spacing of the beams here, left and right. But this one, hindi naman magbabago yan kasi LN is just the length of the beam. Okay, so they have different length, left and right naman, no? Kasi we are considering this beam. So overall, so in summary, so the flange, no, um, the base flange can be calculated, no, if we have T-beam, so that at least of, given for the T-beams, so letter T, so at least of BW plus 16H, saan galing yung 16H sa magkabilaang thickness dito. Given that they have different same thickness, Okay, next. SW1 over 2, SW2 over 2. They have different, if they have different distances, clear span over 2. And then BW over ln over 4. Saan galing yung ln over 4? So, ln over 8 plus ln over 8. Ito naman, for LB, so BW over 6H. So, yan. So, we just add this to the BW and then select the least value of that. So, now, do we always consider T-beams? It depends on the location of the beam that we are analyzing. I mean, the cross-section. Consider this beam. that will deflect like this. Okay? So let's say we want to design this cross section at section AA. So at section AA, the tension is located at the bottom. The compression is located at the top. So let's say that is, we consider that as a monolithic, no? So letter T siya, no? Let's say that is. So since the tension is at the bottom, so this is your tension bars. So where is the compression block? At the top. So the compression block is a regular section. So that is letter T. T-beams. So do we always consider T-beams? Hindi. No? Let's say we cut this section. Do we consider that as T-beam? Nasaan ba yung tension bars niya? Tension bars is located at the top for the support, di ba? We know that from the very start of our discussion of this reinforced concrete design. So at the support, the tension bar should be located at the top. Okay, so where is the compression block? Here. Okay. So may effect ba yung pagkakaroon ng T-beams natin? Wala. Now, for negative bending moment, so we neglect T-beams or just consider it as a rectangular beam. For positive bending moment on our structure, since the tension bar is located at the bottom, so we consider the effect of this overhang. Okay. Therefore, our compression block will be now larger than the regular compression block here. So we have a bigger compression block. Okay, so as you can see here, no, this is your section BB. So the compression block is at the bottom. At section AA, the compression block is at the top. So we may have different different compression block. So it can be below the thickness of the slab or greater than the thickness of the slab. Greater than the thickness. So this is just the T-beams that we are going to analyze. Pero ito, just use rectangular section. Just use rectangular section on analyzing this beam. Okay, so let's start to solve, no? Actually, ito yung case 1 natin. So case 1 is we still use the similar stress strain diagram. So for case 1, for analysis, no? So the depth of compression block is less than the thickness. So how do you start the analysis? So you start with equilibrium, diba? So assume steel yields, and then you assume A is less than the thickness. So remember our problem from the analysis that we have this type of problem. So we assume first that the depth of compression block at here, and then after assumption na A is greater than T pala, or greater than this depth. So we increase the depth of compression block up to this point. Okay, so ayun. Ganito din yung class. Now, we assume that the depth of compression block is just up to this point first, and then later on, if that is not the case, so we'll increase this up to this point. So how do we start the analysis? So we equate C and T. So we equate C and T, and then you solve the compression force is uniform stress times this area. What will be now the area? This is A. Okay, this is A times, not B, but times the base flange. This is now the area of compression block. We're just using a regular section here concept. Do not use A times B. Just look at the area of compression block. This is A. This is the uniform stress. And then, since this is just a rectangular area, so the compression force is just located at the mid-height of your A. Located at the mid-height of your A. Then tension force, in analysis, we don't know yet the value of Fs. Okay, so this should be Fs muna, no? We assume that this is yielding so that we use Fy. So we solve the A. After that, we if A is less than T, so assumption is correct. So we solve C dito, no? But this, we assume still yield, so we have to check that. But mostly for T-beams, it is always uh, correct that still yields. Okay, bakit? Nag-yield lagi. Kasi mahirap surain yung concrete natin. Ang laki kasi ng concrete area. Imagine mo, you have the effective width here. So, yung compression block natin, sobrang laki. So, kailangan niyang sirain ng tension. Mahihirapan yung bakal na sirain to. So, yield na yung bakal. Dahil ang laki ng compression block, mahirap sirain. So, yield yung bakal natin bago masira yung concrete. Before concrete fails, steel always yields. So, mostly, for most cases of T-beams, steel always yields. So, we should, by stress strain diagram, so this is just the same formula from the rectangular beam since we have the similar strain diagram. No? Okay, so ES, we solve the ES, 0.003 D minus C over C. So, solving ES, and then it should be yields, no? If ES is greater than EY. So, your assumption is correct. So, we solve the reduction factor. We solve the reduction factor by solving the ET first. So, ET, by deriving this formula, ET dt minus C is proportion to 0.003 over C. So you solve the ET. After that, you check if it is compression, transition, or tension controlled. And then you solve now the moment capacity by taking moment of the tension or compression. It's up to you kung anong gagamitin nyo dyan. Pero siguro mas madaling i-type yung tension force. Okay? So, you can now solve the moment. Case number 2. So, for case number 2, the depth of compression block, this is the FDT, this is B, this is D at the centroid of your reinforcement. Okay. So this is your neutral axis, zero strains. You have maximum strain, 0.003. Okay, this is your ES and ET. This is your C. And this is D minus C. This is DT minus C. This is your uniform strain acting on now on this area of this depth of compression block. As we can see here, the depth of compression block already exceeds the value of T. So we now have, actually, this is now your irregular section. Okay. So remember how we solve this if we have irregular compression block. So instead of using this whole area, diba, we divide this into common area which we can easily identify the centroid. So you may divide this into common areas and then separate the forces from those areas, the forces of the uniform stress here. So let's say you divide this into two rectangular areas. If this is T, this is A, no? From this point to this point, this is A. So if you are considering this height, this must be A minus T. So you get the centroid of this first rectangle, so you get the force out of that. No? Then you get the centroid of this rectangle, and you get another force out of that. So the force is uniform stress 0.85 FC prime times what will be the area of this rectangle. So, stress times area, di ba? So, that is the force. So, thickness of the slab times the base flange. Next, you need the force here, located at the centroid of this area of another compression block, no? So, what will be the C2 here? So, stress times this area. What will be this area? A minus T times B. Okay, so, stress times A minus T times B. We also need to get the distances of each forces to the tension force. Kasi we need to take the moment of that later for the capacity. Okay, so this will be, if this C is located at the mid-height of T, so this will be D minus D over 2 kasi yung tension force natin is located at D. So, D minus D over 2. Now, if we have C2 located here, so what will be the distance between this point up to this effective depth? Okay, so, ano nangyari to? Kasi from to the effective depth, okay, so this is effective depth to this point. So, you subtract T. You subtract half of A minus T. Yeah. Okay, so that's why we have this distance between the C2. It depends on how you cut this, how you analyze this irregular section. You may cut like this. Possible. Pwede to. So you separate this area. So you get the centroid of this area common to this area. And then you get the centroid of this area. Okay, so we may have different solution for this. It depends on your cut. Okay, so pwede yun. So how do we solve this? What will be our procedure here? Same pa rin. Now, you start with the equilibrium and your last step is your moment equation. So, you assume that ganito kasi yung unang assumption mo less than t eh. So, pag less than t yung A mo, you assume muna na nandito mo na yung compression block. So, that's how we start the analysis, no? Assume mo muna, let's say, nandito yung compression block. So, pag nag-equal to t ka, ito lang yung force mo. Ito lang yung compression force mo. Di kukulangin to, 0.85 FC prime. A lang times BF. Okay. So, yung A mo dyan, mabibitin kasi A is greater than T, so assumption is wrong. So, mag-equilibrium ka ulit. So, another equilibrium, itatama mo na A is greater than T. Pero assume still yields pa rin. So, pag nag-equate ka ng dalawa na yan, so we now have two forces. So, 0.85 FC prime. You may add these two or pwede na ring i-factor out mo na siya kasi if you add these two, C1 plus C2 is equal to ASFS. Diba? Both have 0.85 FC prime. Hindi, ano mo na lang to, T times base flange plus A minus T times. Pwede yan, para maikli yung sinatype mo. Pero pwede rin namang ito na mismo i-type. It's up to you. Okay? So, for this case, pinactor out ko na lang yung 0.85 FC prime. So, but you can just add this to, no? Separately may 0.85 FC prime. Same lang naman, no? Then you solve the A. Okay, you check if the assumption is correct, A is greater than T. And then you solve the C to check the strain here. Using the strain diagram, after that, you solve the ES. Similar na to, no? Doon sa ginagawa natin before. So, still yields, assumption is correct. So, usually, nag-yield talaga lagi. No? For, again, nag-act lang yung T-beams sa mid-span. Okay? Kasi sa support, ang bakal natin ay nasa top. Pag sa mga support na. So, kahit pa letter T pa yan, wala rin siyang kwenta dahil nandito naman yung compression lang. Sa mid-span lang class nangyayari yung mga T-beams. Okay? So, ayan, we solve the ET. Then we check the reduction factor, if that is compression, transition, or tension. But mostly, nasa transition or tension lang yan. No? Kasi nga, nag-yield yung bakal lagi. So, solve for the moment capacity. That's the final step. Now, for moment capacity, so we have two forces here to be taking moment about this tension. Huwag yung tension yung i-moment nyo. Kasi may hirapan ka, wala kang ang centroid guys na itong compression block eh. So, isa-isahin mo yung force, C1, moment mo, at a distance D minus D over 2. C2, i-moment mo siya. Depende yan sa hati mo kung ano yung magiging lever arm dito. Okay, kasi dito ang hati ko pag ganito. Pag yung hati nyo pag ganyan, iba yung magiging lever arm nyo. Okay, so it depends on how you will analyze this irregular thing. Irregular section lang din naman. So let's try to solve this problem. Number 1. Concrete beam 6.8 meters long and space 4 meter center to center are used to support concrete slab of 115 mm thick constructed monolithically with the beams. The beams were designed for tension only in positive bending, having an effective depth of 650 mm measured from the slab surface, and the width of the web is 300 mm. Steel yield is 350 and concrete FC times 21. Determine the width of the effective slab acting as T-beam millimeter. Determine the ultimate moment capacity if we have 628 mm bars. It is not mentioned kung paano siya nilagay. So, we'll assume na single layer lang siya. So, letter C, determine the ultimate moment with 36 millimeter bars arranged in bundles. So, pag sinabing bundle, parang isahan lang yung pagkakalagay sa kanya. So, we'll assume na single layer lang din to. This is analysis, no? Kasi we have given bars. Okay? So, meron daw tayong 6.8 meters concrete beams and space at 4 meters. So, if we have a plan, floor plan here, okay, let's say, ito yung mga beams. Ito yung beams na i-analyze natin. Column, column, column. So, T-beam siya kapag ina-analyze mo yung cross-section nito. Monolithic yung pouring. So, sinabi naman yun sa problem, okay, for tension, support a slab constructed monolithically with the beam. So, the slab is constructed. So, since we are analyzing T-beam, so we consider na lang yung pinakagitna, letter T siya. If the floor plan is not mentioned, no? Kung nasaan located yung beam natin. So, we consider na lang na letter T siya. Kasi possible, pag ito yung consider mo, that is in a shape of letter L. So, we solve the base flange of our letter T. So, ito yung ating cross-section dito. So, what will be the length of the base flange? So, first, di ba, we have these three formulas. Okay. So, 16H, pinagsama natin yung 8H magkabilaan, 8H, kasi ito yung formula, 8H, 8H, then we have SW over 2, SW over 2, and then we have LN over 8, LN over 8. Select the minimum here, select the minimum here. No. However, if we have similar naman na distances nito, so SW, ito yun, no? Clear distance, no, between the beam. So, some problems, the clear distance between the beam, space 4 meter center to center. Hindi binanggit class yung clear distance, no? Ang binanggit, center to center. Center of this beam to the center of this beam. Yun yung 4 meters. So, we need to get the clear distance. Okay, so babawasan pa natin yan. Ano ibabawas mo kung center to center of the beam yan, no? Space, center to center. So how do we get the clear distance? We have center to center of the beam. Say this is your beam, measured center to center. So how do we get the clear distance? Ito lang yung kailangan natin. So we subtract half of each beam. Ln, given naman na yung length of beams, so hindi naman siya center of to the center of the column. Yung mismong beam yung binigay. Okay, length of the beam. So we substitute now. So the thickness given is 115 millimeter thickness slab. So we have the H now. So this is the BW, width of the web width. So we call this web or width of the beam, 300. May web na, may flange na kasi tayo dito. So web dapat ang appropriate name nito. Next, the effective depth is already given actually. That is 650 millimeters. We don't have to solve the effective depth. It is always measured to the top of the slab, no? Baka kasi i-measure mo dito. Nanggaling dito yung effective depth. No. It is always measured to the top of the slab. And then, SW, now, kasi yung 4 meters is distance center to center of the beam. So, to solve the SW, okay, we just subtract half of the beam here and another half here sa magkabilaan. Okay, so that we subtract ito, parang ito. No? 4 meters to eh. Half of the beam here, half of the beam. So, total beam ang i-minus natin. So, okay, so yan. So, this is now your SW1. That is also equal to SW2 kasi we have clear spacing of the beams. 3, 7. And then you have the LN, the clear span. So, we can now solve this 3 and then just select the minimum value among these 3. BW is 300, 16 times 16H. This is equal to 16 times thickness of the slab to 140. and then 300 SW over 2, SW over 2, 4,000. And then BW, LN over 4. Kasi from LN over 8 to magkabilaan, no? Both sides kasi yun. Okay, so we have 2,000. So just select the smallest value here. So the governing value is 2,000 millimeters. So that is the width of the web effective as T-beam. Okay, so now let's solve the letter B. If we have 628 millimeter diameter of bars. So we are analyzing this, no? Given the Fy of 21, Fy is 350, and Fc prime is 21 megapascal. So let's analyze this. So first, let's assume that the depth of compression block is just below or less than the 115. So this is your first assumption. Okay, so this is the depth of compression block. I will no longer draw the strain diagram. I will just proceed to the stress diagram. So the stress is compression force, stress, uniform stress times the area. What will be the area of this compression block? Area is just base flange times A. So T, ASFS. So the distance between the two force is D minus A over 2, half of mid-height of A, because we know that this is just a rectangle. The centroid of that rectangle is at the mid-height of A. So by equilibrium, so we equate these two forces, but we assume that still yields Fs is equal to Fy, and then the strain, no, must be greater than the yielding strain later. And then we also assume, kasi this is just an assumption, possible kasi, that the depth of the compression block exceeds with 115 millimeters. So C is equal to T. So you equate C and T. So C is 0.85 Fc prime A times the base flange is equal to AS. So we have 6 bars. This is analysis. So the number of bars is already given. For analysis, you always starts with equilibrium. You ends with moment equation. 6 times 28 squared pi over 4 times 350. So A is 36.11221. So we can now solve the A. Base flange is already given, no? We have 2,000. Ito yung na-solve natin kanina. Yung governing. No, this is now the width of the slab effective as T-beam. So yung 2,000 millimeters. So ito yun. So ito yung ginamit natin sa problem na to. Problem number 1. Okay, so A is less than T. So far naman, same, tama yung assumption natin. So with that, we can now continue with checking the value of the strain here. Okay, if the strain is really greater than the yielding strain. Okay, so C, solving for the C, anyway, beta is 0.85 since Fc prime is 21. Okay, so the strain is 0.003 D minus C all over C. So C, unisimilar formula, no? So the strain is 0.0042. Imagine, no? This is a very large strain, no? Ang laki niyang class. So, usual talaga, yung mga T-beams, ang lalaki ng strain yan. That is always greater than the yielding strain. Yung yielding strain natin dito, Fy is 350 over 200,000. That is just 0.00, no? 17. Ito, 0.0, isa lang yung zero. That is a very large strain, meaning, sobrang ganda ng pagkakadesign na ito. Kasi yield na yield yung mga bakal. Okay? So, yield na yield yung bakal. Taas ng strain niya. So, this is yielding. Assumption is correct. So with that, we can now solve the reduction factor. So EP. Since this is just a one layer of bars, ET is just D is just equal to DT. So similar lang sila. So ET is just equal to ES. 0.004. If we are going to check the range neto, obviously that is tension controlled. Kasi this is 0.04, that is greater than 0.005. This is a tension control section. What is the reduction factor for tension control? Diba? That is 0.9. Okay, so we can now solve the moment capacity taking moment of tension or compression. So it's up to you kung anong dyan. Kasi alam naman natin yung centroid ng compression. We also know the centroid of the tension force. Okay, so for let's substitute. So the reduction factor, 0.9 ASFY. We use ASFY, no? For our, this is FS if does not yield. Eh, nag-yield naman. Just a review, no? The rectangular section kasi similar lang yung ginagawa natin. Anyway, so we substitute. 0.9 AS is 6 bars, 28 square pi over 4. We assume that this is in a single layer. Hindi naman pinakita sa problem kung paano yung arrangement niya, no? Times 350, 650 minus A over 2 times 10 raised to 6. So that it will be in kilonewton meter. Okay, this is your A. So we have here the A. Correct na to, no? Kasi the assumption naman is correct. So the answer is, for the capacity is 735.375 kilonewton meters. That is the question in letter B. For letter C, we just need to increase the number of bars. So ano kaya mangyayari? Actually, if you increase the bars, it will require a larger depth of compression block. Kasi imagine this equation. If we have larger bar, of course, it will increase the depth of compression block. So that is the next problem. What will happen kaya if we have 1236? Assuming na one layer pa rin to, hindi naman binanggit sa problem kung paano siya naka-arrange. So, we will just assume that this is a one layer. It is also mentioned na nakabundle siya. Sama-sama sila sa isang layer. Okay, so, first, i-assume, hindi mo naman kasi alam kung saan siya magfo-fall. So, i-assume that the depth of compression block is less than the T. Okay, so this is your stress diagram. The force here is acting on the centroid of this flange. So, the distance between the two force is D minus A over 2. Mid height of A yung location kasi neto. And then, this tension force is located at the effective depth. Effective depth of 650. So, equilibrium, you assume A is equal to T, and then the steel yields, we equate C and T. C is 0.85 Fc prime, A base flange, and A is Fy. So, you assume yields. So, makasolve mo dito yung A. May base flange ka na 2,000. So, nasolve mo si A. So, however, nag-exceed na siya sa 115. So, meaning, your assumption is incorrect. Wrong assumption. So, what we need to do is to increase the depth of compression. Now, you have, actually, ito na talaga yung irregular section kasi pa letter T na yung, kanina, rectangular lang yun yung ating section. Kaya, halos parehas pa rin yung formula. Diba? dA over 2. Ito pa rin yung sa sa rectangular beam section natin, yung analysis natin before. Ito lang nagbago is na A times B, naging A times base flange. Pero rectangular pa rin yung area. But for now, since mag-exceed na siya sa thickness ng slab, yung A natin, okay, so we have irregular compression block. So it is really hard to determine that the centroid of this compression block. So we can separate the areas. So it's up to you on how we are going to separate this. Pero ako ito na lang gagawin kong hati. Pag ganito. Pwedeng pa vertical yung hati ko na. Okay, as I discussed earlier, depends, no? Doon sa magiging hati mo ng compression block. So we get the centroid of this area. So the centroid of this area, you get the force. The centroid of this area, you get the force. Okay, so we have two forces here kasi we separate. So yung force mo dito is stress, uniform stress times this area. The entire flange. Entire area of the flange, that is thickness of the slab or flange times base flange. And then the other What will be the height of this one? This is A, bawasan mo ng T, A minus T. So what will be the force here? Stress times A minus T times B, not base flash. Just look at this area, no? A minus T times B. And then the tension force, ASFS, for analysis, you don't know yet the value of Fs. We also identify the distances of each forces kasi later on you need this no for calculating the bending moment, the moment capacity rather. So, what will be the distance of this force papunta dito sa tension? If this is D, nasa gitna to ng T, buwasan mo lang siya ng T minus a half ng T pala. Ano naman yung distance nito? Paano siya naging ganito? Tingnan mo lang yung figure dito, class. No, maganda na, dinodrawing mo lagi itong stress diagram. No? So, anong distance na to? This is D minus T. And then, half of A minus T. So, you have D minus T. And then, half of A minus T. So, that will be the distances of each forces. Later, kailangan natin yan for moment. But we start with the equilibrium. Okay, so assume that steel yields, we use Fs is equal to Fy, and then A must be greater than T. So with C is equal to T, so we add two forces C. Para mas madaling i-type, you just factor out 0.85 Fc prime dito, no? Kasi pwede namang 0.85 Fc prime TB plus 0.85 Fc prime neto, no? Pwede itong dalawa or, ay ginawa ko na lang, mas madali kasing i-type pag naka-factor out yung 0.85 Fc prime. Yes, Fy. So with that, you can solve the value of A. Just substitute 0.85 Fc prime T times base flange plus A minus T times B is equal to 12 pieces na yung bakal natin, 36 mm with the Fy of 350. Because so the value of A now, which is, kasi hindi pwedeng mali ka kaninang assumption. Kasi you earlier, you assume that A is less than T, but mali ka ng assumption. So, you reanalyze ulit the equilibrium by having different depth of compression block. So, now, the A must be greater than T na. No? Hindi pwedeng mali ka ulit dito ng assumption. Tama na siya, greater than 115. Okay, so assumption is correct. So, next, you now proceed with the determining of the value of C. You solve the beta. Beta is just 0.85 kasi Fc prime is 21. You solve the C. You solve the strain. Again, kahit anong figure pa yung makita natin dito, from the discussion of regular section, laging yun yung strain diagram natin. So, the strain formula is still the same. 0.003 D minus C all over C. Strain is 0.0083. You compare that to the yielding strain. Yielding strain is Fy over E na 0.00175. And again, kahit dinamihan natin yung bakal dito, diba pagka rectangular lang to, pag dinadamihan mo yung bakal, hindi sila nag-yield eh. Pero tingnan mo, kahit 12 pieces na to yung bakal natin, 36 mm pa yan, no? Nag-yield pa rin siya, 0.008. Ito, 0.001 lang eh. Still yields pa rin. No, recall mo yung mga previous problem natin sa rectangular section. You increase the number of bars. Magda-does not yield yan, guys. Dito, yield pa rin. So, we now solve the reduction factors. One layer lang naman to. So, ES is just equal to ET. But if that is not one layer, so you know to solve the DT, no? You need to solve the DT, which is different from ET. 0.0083, same lang dito. So, what will be the reduction factor? Greater than pa rin siya sa 0.005. Tension control. For AT beams, usually transition or tension control lang sila. Okay. So for ET greater than 0.005, we use reduction factor of 0.9. And then we can now solve the moment capacity. So, yung moment natin, wag yung tension force, yung mga compression force ang moment natin isa-isa. So, compression force na to at ito. Isa-isayin natin sila. Pwedeng nasa labas yung reduction factor, pwede namang naka-distribute. Pwedeng naka-factor out din yung 0.85 FC prime dito kasi parehas naman silang may gano'n. Para mas madali mo siyang i-solve. It's up to you paano magiging technique. Pwede yung i-solve mo muna to and then i-add mo dito. Okay. Medyo mahaba kasi yan pag tinype sa calcul. Okay. So, ayan, ganito siya kahaba. Kaya ang technique ko dyan minsan, sinusolve ko muna ito and then i-add ko na lang isang moment. Again, i-moment mo lang tong C1, force times distance, force times distance. Do not memorize this. Okay. Learn how to draw the stress diagram. Kasi, mas napapadali, no, yung pag-solve mo ng irregular section. If you know how to draw stress diagram. Any irregular section, know how to draw the stress diagram. Kung saan ba dapat located yung mga forces, ano ba yung distances nila papuntang tension force. So with this, you can solve the moment capacity of 2,268.494 kilonewton meters. Okay? So that's it, no, for the analysis of the T-beams, which is just similar to the irregular section, analysis of irregular section. Ang tanging naiiba lang dito, class, is we solve the base flange, yung dimension nito. Kasi pag irregular section, possible given yung cross-section dito, we have to solve first the base flange. And dapat tama ka, kasi pag nagkamali ka dito sa base flange, mali na lahat to. Ito yung pinaka-importante dyan, base flange. Just refer to the code, how do we solve that? Now, let's proceed to the design of the T-beams. To design AB, anyway, ba't walang E? The beam AB. Ito ata yun. So, we're going to design beam AB for positive moment of factored 1,300 kilonewton meter. Assume that the slab is monolithically casted with the beam. So, the column dimension is 400 by 400. And then, the beam dimension is 300 by 615. So, ibig sabihin ng 300, width to. Total depth, 650. Slab thickness is 100. FC prime 28, FY 420. Mean diameter is 32 and the diameter of T-wraps is 10. I guess we are designing this. Sorry, ito siguro yun. Beam AB. Kita natin the figure. Ito nga, AB. So we are going to design the positive bending moment nito. Dito yun, cut at the mid-span. So ito yung magiging letter T natin, which will carry 1,300. Okay, so given tong floor plan na to, so we are going to design the positive section. Kasi if we design the negative section, rectangular beams lang yan. Pag dito, T-beams to. Okay, T-beams sa midspan na, rectangular beams sa support. So let's start. Unahin muna natin yung flange. Okay, you cut this section, ito yung makikita mo. So what will be the width of the base flange? So the thickness of the slab is 100 millimeters, given the thickness. So we have 300 millimeter, and then we need to compute the effective depth. So solving the effective depth, so we have the total height kasi nito, ang total height nito is 615. 615 minus concrete cover minus T-wraps minus diameter of the bar over 2. So the effective depth is 549 millimeters. So we now compute the base flange. Base flange, since we have similar width here, and then the LN here, so we can use this formula. So inad na natin yung both sides, the 8H, W over 2, and then LN over 4. Naging LN over 4 siya from LN over 8 both sides. So we have BW, that is 300. We're computing this, no? As 8H plus 8H, kaya naging 16 times thickness siya. Is equal to 1,900 millimeters. Okay, next is W. Anyway, this is 2.3. Sabi dito, dimension siya nito na center to center of the beam yan. But we need to get this clear distance for the SW. So, paano natin makukuha yan? Diba that is 2,000? Kasi you deduct here half of the beam and then half of the beam here dito. Okay? Ganun din sa kabila. So, SW is 2,000. This is equal to 2,3. Then last one, LN, 3,6. Kasi ang binigay na distance, ang LN class, is yung length ng beam na to. Yan. That is the length of this beam. Clear span. Not center to center of the column kasi yun yung binigay dito. So, subtract mo pa ngayon yung column dimension which is 400. So, ang remaining dito is 3,600 millimeters. So, by ln of BW plus ln over 4, that is 1,200 millimeters. Okay, let's now, this is the base flange. Let's now design this if the moment to be designed is 1,300 kilonewton meter. So, this is now the dimension of our beam. We have to design this. So, pag-design, di ba, we start with the moment equation, then ends with the equilibrium. C is equal to T. Okay, first, okay, so we also assume, for every design, we also assume that steel yields. Pero pag nagde-design tayo, di ba, we want that steel yield, so we design it on tension control section. Okay, so, let's assume, kaso hindi pa natin alam kung saan magpo-fall yung depth of compression block. So, assume natin na less than siya sa T. Okay, so this will be now the depth of compression block. Ito yon. And this is the compression force. 0.85 Fc prime A times B. This is the tension force. We assume that steel yields kasi nagde-design tayo. So the distance between these two forces is D minus E over 2. So calculating the bending moment, MU or capacity, PMN, is reduction factor. Nagde-design tayo, ang reduction factor is 0.9. Okay? So, 0.85 Fc prime A times B. F. This is the compression. We use compression force na instead of tension force. Kasi pag ginamit mo yung tension force, we don't have the AS pa. Yung gamitin yung tension, yung compression force. We solve first. Diba for the design, we start with the moment and ends with equilibrium. So, ang masolve mo na dito is A. If you substitute this, 1,300, so convert it into Newton millimeter times 10 raised to 6. Reduction factor, 0.85 Fc prime. Area of compression block. I-assume na less than muna siya sa 100. Base flange is 1, 2. Ito yung na-solve natin kanina. Kasi we are going to select here the smallest value among the three. Sabi ni code, use the minimum value for the smallest value. So we solve the A. Unfortunately, that is greater than 100. So the assumption is wrong. Lilipat ka sa kabila ngayon na assumption. So, lalakihan mo na yung compression block mo. Lalampas siya dito sa 100. So, hahatiin natin siya sa dalawang force. Pag lumalampas, di ba ganun ginagawa natin? So, yung isang force mo, ito, 0.85 Fc prime times area nito, 100 times 1, 2. Tapos hanggang dito na yung force mo. Kung ito yung total depth of compression block, yung height nito is just A minus T. Andito yung isang force. Pag ganito yung hati ko, pag ganyan. Pwede namang pag ganun yung hati. Ito. Okay. So, pag ganito yung hati mo. Pwede pag ganyan. Tapos meron ka dalawang area dito sa magkabilaan. So, same lang makukuha nating answer dyan, class. Yielding. So, we now have two forces. We get the distances of each force. So, dahil nasa gitna siya ng T, so, D minus T over 2. Ito naman nasa gitna ng A minus T. So, anong distance nito? D minus T minus gitna ng A. So, we start with moment equation. So, i-moment natin isa-isa yung mga forces. Okay, so yung C1, moment mapunta dito with the reduction factor kasi hindi pwedeng wala yan dahil i-equate mo dun sa factored moment. Plus, itong C2 with the reduction factor. Okay. So, eto na yun. Medyo mahaba siya, guys. Kaya ang tekniko dyan, kasi ito wala ka namang unknown dito eh. Yung C1, wala kang unknown dyan. Bakit? Kasi meron kang, alam mo yung location niya eh, nandun sa um, gitna ng P eh. So, hindi siya unknown. Pwede mo nang solve eh. Then, store mo na lang. Dito ka lang may unknown eh. 0.85 FC prime A minus E okay, times B. Ito, area na ito. A minus T times BW. And then, the depth of distance na itong dalawang force na ito. A minus T, 549 is our effective depth, minus A, minus T over 2. So, masasolve mo si A ngayon. Which is greater than the value of T. Kasi kanina mali ka ng assumption. So, dapat ngayon correct na yung assumption. A minus T, A is greater than T. So, the assumption is correct. So, di ba pag design, we have to check if it is singly or doubly. Just like what we've done from the irregular section discussion. Just recall, no? Yung part 1 and part 2 of this lecture 3. So, let's solve the C. And that C should not exceed the tension control limit natin na 3 over 8 of dt. Since this is just equal to dt, okay, so this is the limit, no? Dapat ito yung C max natin. So far naman, C is less than C max. So, we design this as SRD. So, we can now solve the AS. So, from C is equal to T. So, we just add the two forces. So, we solve the AS by using equilibrium equation. No? Kasi we start with moment, ends with equilibrium. So, that's how we design. C1 plus C2 is equal to AS F1. Unknown na lang dito, class, is AS, ha? Kasi meron ka ng C1, ito yun. Meron ka ng C2. Meron ka ng A. AS yung unknown dito. So, you can solve the value of AS. Substitute mo. 6,903.04. Then you must compute first the minimum steel area from 1.4 BW times B. Okay. So, actually, mali pala tong, 300. So, yung BW dapat dito. BWD. It should be the area here. Up to this point. Ito dapat yun. Anyway, madali lang naman siya computein. Hindi dapat siya, no? So, let's compute the BWD. Kasi dapat, just like what we discussed on the irregular section, BWD should be the area up to the effective depth. So, we have 100. Compute natin, no, yung BWD. 100 times 12 plus, this is 549. 549. 549. 549 minus T minus 100 times 300. So, this will be our BWD. Store natin, no? Store A. So, ito ba dapat yung natin? 1.4 over Fy, 420 times yung BWD. So, we have 849. Okay, so, dapat ito, 849. Ito, mali ito, guys. Dapat ito, 849. And then, the other one, yung other formula of AS mean, usually, hindi naman nag-govern to yung 0.25. 0.25. Square root of FC prime. Square root of FC prime. over F, 0.25 over F. Ayan, ito this one. 802 yung isa. 802. So, all we have to do is to select yung largest dito. Ito pa rin mag-govern. Okay? So, largest dyan. 6903. Over the area of individual bars, so the required number of bars is 9 pieces. That's it, no, on the design of the T-beams, which is similar to the design of irregular beams. Uh, we just actually design an irregular section. Okay, so thank you guys, no, for listening. So that's it, no, for lecture number 3, irregular sections, including the design and analysis of T-beams.